Well, welcome in. Welcome. Y'all come on in, have a seat, get you a cup of coffee or a glass of tea or a bottle of water, whatever you want to drink, maybe a glass of wine. That works too. Pull you up a chair and let's get started on our temperature quilt. Well, I'm call it a weather quilt because it's more of documenting the days of the weeks, the weather, the whole 9 yards, and I'm so excited for this one. I love to do paper piecing. Everything just comes out so pretty when you do paper piecing. And you don't have to pre-cut your pieces. I did pre-cut a few of them. But you don't have to pre-cut your pieces. You don't have to cut exact pieces. You just slap them on there, sew it, trim the seam, turn it. Easy. And this is what we're doing, the little houses. And I think I've already put it down there, but I'll put you all a link to where I got this. I think I got it on Etsy, or it might have been free. I really don't know. But you could probably just Google foundation paper piece house quilt pattern free and you'll come up with something. But I'll try to remember to put this, figure out where I got it, and then I'll give y'all a link to wherever that was in case you're wanting to make one right along with me. Somebody asked for a list of all the fabrics that I'm using. Honestly, I don't even know what they all are. Some of them have the selvage that tells me, and some do not. Some of them do not tell me anything at all. There's nothing. So the best I could tell you is go to the fabric store and have you kind of an idea of to what color fabrics you want to use. I chose just a rainbow array of colors because I just think they're prettier that way. You can use all solid, you can use tonals, which means it's all blue, but it's all like a darker blue or a lighter blue, and it's a print. You can use, I would not suggest big prints because when you do that, these pieces are so tiny. They're just little bitty. The biggest piece is about not even 3 inches by, say 1.5 by 3 is the biggest piece that you're going to have in a block. So there's very small pieces. So you don't want a large print because it's just going to get lost, and you don't want something that's got maybe a lot of dark blue and a lot of light blue that are large pieces, because you're going to see just the dark blue maybe or just the light blue, and it's going to get confusing as to what your weather was that day. Okay, so here's mine again right here, and that's just kind of what I went with. Some of them I already had. I just pulled from my stash over here. Some of them I bought. I just started with white and
nasty
beige.
Water.
Yeah, the swimming pool's nasty, and it's frozen. You can't get in it. It's frozen. Going downstairs. He's wanting to swim, but come June, he won't say anything about it. But he does love to swim. But he starts this time of the year, every year, wanting to get in that swimming pool, and it's frozen. It really is. It's frozen. So, and here's my sheet. This is on the Moda website, this temperature quilt planner, and it's free. You can go on there and print this off, and it shows you here your temperatures, and you can do it just like I'm doing it. You can get you just a notebook, just a piece of paper, and write them down every day. But whatever method you choose to use, you need to make sure you get the weather for every day. Even Weather Underground puts them in like a calendar format. That's where I'm getting my information. and probably at the end of January I will print that off. And I'll probably stick this somewhere for future so that it kind of goes with this quilt. So if anybody says, you know, wonders about something, I can say, well, right here it is. Right here's the calendar. And my weather's actually coming out of Blountville, Tennessee, which is where the airport is. And honestly, I'm good with that for two reasons. One, I grew up directly across the street from that airport. My daddy was a pilot. Go figure. We had to live at an airport. And two, typically what they get, I get. We're not, I mean, we're like 20 miles from there, but it's close enough. I don't have to have exactly what it was doing right here at my house, okay? So, Weather Underground is where I'm getting my information, and it will tell you actual weather, cloudy, rainy, sunny, whatever, and it will tell you the high and the low temperature for the day. Those are the three things that you need, plus the day of the week. And like I said, it's on a calendar format, so you've got a calendar to look at. And like I said, at the end of the year, I'm going to print off that particular calendar every month, put them together in a folder wherever I keep this quilt. I do not like to hang my quilts up because the sun and dust and so forth make them deteriorate. I do, however, like to use my quilts. And if this turns out as pretty as I think it will, I probably will put it on a bed, at least for a while. So, let's get started. Are y'all ready? Are you ready? Yay, me too. Okay, so my next organizational tip for you all is, you saw me organize them all in the tote down here, and I've got it sitting right over here beside me. On your pattern right here, I wrote Wednesday, January the 1st, right there. And I'm going to leave that, and I'm not going to pull these off of here, okay, until I'm ready to put them together. Because then I know what day is what, okay? And I can just put them over here in a box, stack them up when I get ready to put them together, and I will be putting it together throughout the year. I will not wait till the end of the year. I will put them together in strips, okay? And then when I get 2 strips done, I'll sew those together. And 3 strips, and I'll sew those together. So at the end of the year, I've got it all put together, okay? And we'll do that as we go along, all right? But here is Wednesday, January 1st. And on this paper right here as well, I'm going to write down my high temperature was 44, and my low was 32, and it was cloudy. Just like that. And you can do this at night. And I cut my pieces apart. I printed off 2 per page, okay? And I did resize this to make mine just a little bit bigger. I didn't want just a 2-inch block. I wanted them a little bit bigger. And this way, I can just pick up my pieces and I know what I'm doing, okay? So let's see, Friday was 38 and 25. It's the high and the low here, and it was sunny. No, it was snowing. Is that right? Yes. It snowed. And 35 and 21. And it was sunny. And this one was 34 and 20, and it was cloudy. I'm just going to do about a week at a time. Wednesday the 8th, it's 27 and 14. and snow. Alright. I'm going to double check that because I'm thinking that my S might have been for sun and not snow. No, that's right. I guess it did snow all those days. Mercy me, it did snow all of those days. Y'all know I don't like the snow. I do not. Alright. So, here we go. Oh, let's get our fabric box up here. So we need, I did go ahead and cut these little doors. So I'm gonna pull out one for each day. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I should put these on here, shouldn't I? Because if I don't, I need 2 Wednesdays because I got 2 Wednesdays here. Wednesday is pink. We're starting off the year with a pink. And I just chose ginghams for the doors and the days of the week because I didn't have gingham anywhere else. And I knew I could get 7 colors of gingham without any trouble. And some other fabrics, you might not be able to find that. Unless you just use solids, and then you might get them a little confused with some of your other solids if you had some. So I just thought that would be a good choice. All right. So here we go. Now then, for the first block, it was cloudy. Here's my cloudy fabric. So I'm going to cut me a strip to start with. That's about 3 or 4 inches, and I'm just going to make a little square out of it. So I'm just going to cut a strip. Like I said, you do not have to pre-cut, and they don't have to be perfect. But this just gets us a start on our cloudy fabrics. And if you do it once a week, you don't have too much to have to do all at one time. And as the year progresses, you'll have your pieces, a lot of them already pre-cut. Okay? We didn't have any rain. We did have some sun and some snow. Alright. This right here, I'm going to cut off this selvage right like that. Some people save theirs. I've saved a few of mine. So I'm going to cut this into squares about 3 inches. Y'all can see I'm not even using my ruler for this. I can. Actually, I can do it and cut all of these at one time. Alright. there's our cloudy days. Now then, I'm going to cut the sun and the snow at the same time. Bring y'all down here so you can see how I'm doing this, because I know y'all like to really watch up close. So here's our cloudy pieces. Okay, lay those right over there. Okay, y'all want to know what this fabric is? Fabric Traditions. I don't know where it came from. This piece right here came from the quilt shop, and it is, probably find it on sale right now because it is a Christmas print, and it's Henry Glass. Flurry Friends. Flurry Friends it says, not furry, but flurry. Okay. So I'm going to cut this right here to make it straight. Just alright. If y'all do things like this in what I call it in assembly line fashion, you get done in just no time flat. You do. Here's this. So we've got our weather that we're going to need for this week anyway, okay? Lay that right there. Now then, we need our highs and our lows, and this is where your chart will come in good. We've got 1, 2, 3 of the 41 to 45, okay? Put these back away, and if you keep things put up as you go, that helps too. Sun and the snow. Alright, there's the rain and the clouds. Alright, now then, let's turn it this way. And I need, what did I say, 41 to 45. That's this piece right here. Isn't that pretty? And this is for the roof of your house. See, this number 5 block right here, that little triangle, that's what we need. So let's kind of measure him out here. And so we're going to cut 3-inch. We'll cut 3-inch squares for this one too. So I'm going to cut just a strip here, 3-inch strip, and cut it into little squares. Okay. Like I said, we're just gonna cut them into little squares. Now then, this was day 1. Let's go ahead and get them together. This was the first. This was day 1 for the roof. And day 2. And day 6. Y'all, I'm just stacking these up right over here. Okay. This was day 8. Alright, now this one can go right back in there. Now we've got, the next would be between 36 and 39, and we've got 1 day of that one. So we need one little square of 36 to 40. That's what it is, 36 to 40. And it's this other blue, this blue right here. So there again, I'm going to cut. Should have put those. Let's do that. Let's do our weather ones. Okay, the clouds, there's the cloudy ones. We had cloudy on the 1st and cloudy on the 2nd. And on the 3rd, it was snowing. And on the 4th, it was sunny. And on the 5th, it was cloudy. On the 6th, it was cloudy. On the 7th, it was cloudy. And on the 8th, it was snowing. Okay. Now, I've got these. I can put these away. I'll do that in a little bit. Set them up there out of our way. All right, now then, let's get a strip of this cut about 3 inches wide. Okay, I'll tell y'all what this fabric is if you want to write it down. This is Moda Fabrics, Grand Haven. Okay? That's what this one is. Go ahead and just turn that like that. Okay, we need one of these for 38. Is that right? Yep. And this one goes on the 3rd. I'll drop these extras right down in there and we'll have them already cut for next time. Alright, now we've got 30 to 35, I believe, is this one right here. And we've got, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. And that's one of the low temperatures. Okay, so we need 5 pieces. And like I said, y'all see this one doesn't tell me anything. I don't have any idea what fabric this is. It's just a blue marbled fabric that I picked up somewhere. Okay. Okay, now then, for the highs, I need, this is what temperature again? 31 to 35. 1, 2, 2 of them for the highs. Alright, for the high temperatures that day of 38 and 31 to 35. I've got 2, a 34 and a 35. That's the 4th and the 5th. There's the 4th and the 5th. Okay. We also have a low of that temperature, which, let's see if those pieces are not quite big enough. So I need to cut some that are longer, okay? Right here. I'm going to put 2 of these here. That's all the pieces we need for our first day. I'm going to lay it right there. Day 1. I don't think we need any more of this. We do not. Okay. Now then, we need 26 to 30. I need 3 pieces of this. Plus, I'm going to need some for our lows. Got lows and highs both. Okay. So here we go. For our highs, which is where I've been doing, so we're going to continue on that road for just a minute. I mean, maybe this will tell you what this fabric is. This is Henry Glass. Something May. Nana May. Okay, that's what this one is. Okay, for our highs this day, let's make sure this is big enough. Yeah, that's plenty big enough, maybe, I hope. Well, what am I? 26 to 30. There's 2 of these for the high, and they are on the 7th and the 9th, or we'll just do the 7th because I do not have the 9th ready. Not doing it, we're just doing through the 8th. So there's the 7th. Okay. Now then, we need the lows. We've got some of these that are lows. And for the lows between 26 and 30, I have 1, 2, 3, 3. So I need to cut some pretty good sized pieces right here. I need 3 of these. And these go on the 2nd and the 6th. That's all. That's all I needed of those. Alright, put our extra cut pieces in there. Now then, when 21 to 25 in the lows, I need 1, 2, 3. 3 of these. Y'all, it'll take longer to cut this than it will to sew these, I promise. And once I realize and get in my head how big these pieces need to be, then I'll come up here and just get them all cut so that when I need to put them together, then I'll have them already put together. Okay, this was 21 to 25. That's for day 3. So this needs to be 26 to 30. I don't have that one. Didn't pull that one. Okay. This is day 2 finished. Day 3. Day 4. (21 to 25). Okay, that's all of those I need. (16 to 20). Do I have any of those? I do not. I've got some 11 to 15s. I do. I've got 2 that were really cold days. And this one is doesn't say. Just says wherever you go, go with all your heart. I don't know what this fabric is either. Okay, so on this one, the low was 20. What do I do for that one? On the 5th day, the low was 20. I don't have that one cut. So I need to cut that one. Do that one in a minute. This one is the low of, these are the very last one. The low of 14. Now I need a low of 26, which is right here. Low, I don't have the high, low, high, I got all those. Got all 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. 1, 2, 3. Snow, the day of the week. I don't have that one. It was 27. Was the high. So I need this for the high. On this one. Okay. Y'all, I'll get it all figured out eventually. And it'll be easy peasy. Okay, and this one, I've already put it down, right? Below. Yes. On that one, I just need this one right here. Got all that one now. Now I need this one. The 16 to 20 goes on the 8th, not this one. I cut the wrong one, y'all. It's okay. Alright, let me get this one cut. This is Bluebell by Janet Claire. It's a motor print. Okay, there we go. All right, now then, I need a 20 for this one. This one right here. I need. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a low of 26. Low of 24. And a low of 14. Is that right? No. This one right here is a low of 14. Okay. All right, let's look at it again. Here's our days, right here. And this is off a little bit, you all. I need to revise this according to what I've got right over here. To 10. I don't have anything for 7 to 15. It should be 11. 11 to 15. No wonder I'm all screwed up. That's right. 16 to 20. Now I've got them going right. I was looking at that and that just didn't make sense to me, y'all. I was having a hard time. Okay, now then, we can double check with this as we start sewing them, okay? And we'll bring y'all over here to the machine to show you, because we're going to sew it right on this piece of paper. Okay, here are our pieces that we start with. You see the 1, the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That's the order that you want to sew your pieces, okay? And 1 is our door. That's this one right here. So we want to lay this on the back where you see the 1. If you want to trace over this with a pen or a pencil or something, you can do that. Right like this. So this is piece number 1. This is piece number 2. Three and 4 and 5. 6, oops, and 7. Okay, you see? Now it's just the same on this side. So we want to lay this piece face side up, because this is what we're going to see. Our finished block will be on the back of this, okay? There's 1. And number 2 needs to be a piece of our low temperature for the day, which is this right here. Doesn't need to be very big. So I'm just going to take that piece of fabric and cut it, and we're going to sew it right side down, just like this. See that? And to get them to stick and hold where we want them, let me see if I can find it. I'm going to show you all a trick. Just went to the bottom up there. Going to use your handy dandy glue stick, okay, to hold this in place. It washes away. It's perfect. So you're just going to do that right there, glue that down. Make sure you're going over this seam right here quite a bit. We've got plenty of fabric there to play with, because we're going to cut that away. Okay, you want to make sure this one goes over this piece, but we're going to flip it, so you want to make sure that this is going where your line is, right there. This is your seam line, you see, and you want your pieces So you can put a 1/4 inch seam right across there. We're going to sew from right here to right here through paper, fabric, and everything. Just like this. We're just going to put this down, line it up, and I always do just a couple of back stitches just to hold it. And I'm going slow because we're following that line and we want to stop right there. Okay, there is our first. Okay, now then, we're going to come in here, we're going to fold that right like that, and we're going to trim that seam up because we don't want all that extra fabric. Okay, there we go. Now then, piece number 3. See, it's going to go right here. But first we got to open this one up, just like this, into our seam, just like that. See? Now then, piece number 3, you're going to sew right like this. And just lay it down there. Make sure you've got plenty over there. And lay it down here just like this and sew it. Okay? You want to sew right along that line. And then we're going to flip this piece over just like this. And just seam press it with your fingers. And so I'm going to come in here because I need a piece over there. I'm going to cut this right along this edge. See, I just need this to come to right there, but I want to make sure I've got plenty. So I'm going to cut this right along here. Just like that. See? I should have plenty to catch that seam, which is right there. See? Now then, we're going to fold that back, just like that. Till we see where this seam is going. We're going to lay this piece right there, and we're going to sew it. Y'all, once you start quilting like this, it's a game changer. We need 3. It's about ready for me to come downstairs and cook supper, y'all. So here again, we're going to trim this seam out. Turn that over. And y'all, I didn't get quite enough. Yeah, I did. I've got enough. This piece right here needs to be trimmed. Now then, our piece number 5 is our roof. So we need to, this is where I just kind of fold my paper back to see exactly where that needs to be. And this is our high temperature for the day, is right here. So I'm going to lay that right like that. Flip it over and sew it. Through here just like this. And some of you all ask about my Christmas tree quilt blocks on my Christmas quilt. This is how I did those, just like this. Okay, now then, piece number 6 goes right here. So we're going to fold this so we know where our seam is. Right like that. Lay it down, just like this. And sew it, and we may have to have another one. So this right here we're going to cut. And I do need another piece right over here. So let me grab out another piece of the snow. Okay, same thing on this side. Fold it, just crease it with your fingers. Put your piece down there where it needs to go, and then sew it on. Trim your seam. Okay, right like that. And there's our first little house. Isn't it cute? Let's go ahead and trim this up just a little bit. I'm just going to trim it up. So y'all can get the idea to exactly how it's going to look. And this there's our first little house block, you all. Isn't it cute? And we have all these little houses, one for every day of the year. See, it didn't take any time to sew it together. Okay, and you want to make sure you press them all down good. But I wanted to leave this on the bottom. This tells me Wednesday the 8th and the temperatures and that it snowed. Okay? So, that's how you do the foundation paper piece. There are so many. I'll bring y'all up this way because I'm not going to sew all these with you all on here because that's a lot. There are so many paper piece patterns out there for quilts these days. So many. A lot of them are free, totally free. So get on there, find you one, grab you some scraps out of your scrap bin and start playing. And I'm telling you, once you learn how to do this and once you start quilting like this, you won't want to have to cut pieces, individual pieces, because this is the perfect way to do this. This piece right here might be a little bit short. I may have to do this day over, but I can, no big deal if I need to. But I'll bring y'all back when I get our first week done, and we'll lay them out in a row and see how it's starting to come together. Okay, so I'll bring y'all back after a while when I get these sewn together. All right, it's been another day. I didn't finish up our little house blocks yesterday, but I did do them this morning. No worries, no worries. And I've got them laid out here. I'm gonna bring y'all down here where you can see them. Y'all come around here and look at them. See how cute they are? There. See the little doors are the different ginghams, and the low and the high and the weather. That's snowing. These were cloudy days. We had one sunny day so far, but but I'm sure we'll have more. But so far, this is the first week, Wednesday to Wednesday. 8 days, the first 8 days of January are done. And I did go ahead and trim them all, but they're still on their paper. And I went ahead and wrote the day right here on this piece. I wrote the low temperature here. I wrote the high temperature here and the weather right here in the corner. So I still know what day it is, but this way I've got them all trimmed and ready to put together at the end of the year, then just a few at a time rather than having to wait, you know, for days. And I'm going to stack them up just like this. I'm going to put me a little clip on them. If it'll go on it, yeah. We'll put a couple of clips on them to hold them together, and we can add to our stack. I'm just going to lay them right back there. I'll get a box over here and I'll keep them all in a box, all stacked together, so that when we get our first row, which will be 20 blocks, I've got to cut a block that size for the beginning of January, because you need one for the beginning of the month, okay, and then one between each month. So I've got to do that, and it'll just be a plain block. And then we've got our first 20 blocks, then we will make this one row, sew it together, and then I'm going to do the quilt as you go method. So I'm going to come back and quilt that row, just that one row, okay? And then once that row is quilted, and I probably will just quilt up through here, you know, somewhere on here, on each, you know, maybe go around the roof line and maybe through here, just those inside seams, okay, the roof line and across here and down these two and across there. Just stitching the ditch is probably what I'll do to quilt it. Just quilt that to your batting, because then the backing will just be put in the big long seam as we go across. As we put the final thing together a year from now, it'll be a whole year before we get it put together. So y'all remember to always watch and see what it looks like at the end of the year, right? That's what we need to do. So y'all remember all that, and I'm gonna leave you here with this one. This is our temperature quilt starting. I probably will not do all of it with you all because I've shown you how to do that. I'll probably just do it along all year, and we'll have updates on it in different videos and so forth. So y'all just keep a check on it, and Mister's gonna build me a quilt wall over here to the side, right over there, kind of behind the mannequin, the dress form rather. It's not really a mannequin. Behind the dress form, that direction, he's gonna build me a quilt wall so I can start just pinning them up, and y'all will see them in the background of different videos and stuff. So you all remember, like, share, subscribe, comment, ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss a video. That'll be all for this one. I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.